passionate and at times disruptive. That was the scene in Saratoga Springs during the summer of 2021 during rounds of demonstrations by Saratoga Black Lives Matter. Now a new report from the state attorney general's office says city leaders tasked with keeping the peace violated the constitutional rights of those they were supposed to protect. Today, BLM raising their voices on the steps of City Hall. We have team coverage. Stella Porter is poring over the AG's report and will join us with its conclusions. But first, Tessa Bentulin is live in Saratoga Springs. She's outside City Hall with what BLM had to say today. And Tessa, they had a lot to say this afternoon.
Mark, that's right. Saratoga BLM spoke at the steps of City Hall here this afternoon for over an hour. They say the AG's report, which they believe is to be positive, is only the beginning here. The Attorney General looked into the protests and arrests of Black Lives Matter demonstrators in 2021, about a year after the death of George Floyd and at the height of social justice movements. The AG's report said Saratoga Springs police, quote, responded with horse-mounted police, dozens of officers in riot gear, and an armored vehicle designed for combat in Iraq, end quote. Saratoga BLM had one main overall message today for reporters. They said the release of this report is a crucial step towards accountability and justice. But Saratoga BLM leaders said the report is merely the beginning of a long overdue reckoning with the systemic justices and abusive power that has plagued the community for far too long, they said. Many people from the group that spoke today said the way they were treated by the city of Saratoga Springs and police in 2021 was traumatic. Some of them said they were handcuffed to a police bench for hours. Others were put in a holding cell with no medication, food, or water for hours as well. Saratoga BLM leader Alexis Figueiredo says they are going to fight back after this AG report came out. Other than today with this press conference, how are you going to respond to the city as well as the Attorney General?
I mean, for one, we'll be responding to the city with multiple lawsuits. We're going to be looking for charges. We're looking for a justification. We're looking for justice.
Now, Figueiredo also called out the new Public Safety Commissioner, Tim Cole, for calling the AG's report, quote, woefully incomplete. And coming up live at 5 o'clock, I tried to do an interview with Tim Cole and the few words he had for me today after this BLM press conference. Reporting live here in Saratoga Springs, Tessa Bentulin. Mark, back to you.
Tessa, thank you.
We still are going to keep on coming. We're going to keep on coming. When the empire strikes back, we come back even harder.
Saratoga Springs Black Lives Matter leaders firmly standing their ground after a report from the Attorney General slams the city of Saratoga Springs for their response to protests in 2021. The report says the city and police were unprepared and made decisions that were not in the best interest of the public. Let's head over to NewsChannel 13's Tessa Bentulin, who will listen to everything Saratoga BLM had to say this afternoon at their press conference. Tessa.
Hi, Rachel. Saratoga BLM spoke passionately for over an hour here this afternoon on the steps of City Hall. And their message tonight, the Attorney General's report is just the beginning. It's not complete yet, and there is hope.
I was denied medication and placed in a cell for hours without access to food or water.
During a press conference Thursday, Saratoga Black Lives Matter leaders explained some of the trauma they say they endured while protesting in 2021, shortly after George Floyd's death and the height of social justice reform.
It sends a chilling message that speaking out against injustice will not be tolerated and that those who dare challenge the status quo will be met with harsh reprisal.
Saratoga BLM says they feel justified after a new report from the Attorney General's office criticizing the way protests were handled by the city and police. It says, quote, although they could be raucous, the protests were also peaceful.
You call us thugs and you say that we are violent. The violent one is you.
Chandler Hickenbottom and Alexis Figueiredo of Saratoga BLM were named in the report as targets for arrest by Saratoga Springs police and other city officials.
The people of Saratoga Springs have been duped, and we will make sure that the people who are elected now will never be reelected in this city again. That's our mission, and that's what we're going to do.
Figueiredo called out the newly elected Public Safety Commissioner, Tim Cole.
Tim Cole, not any better. Not any better. Not any better. They all come from the same cloth.
Cole said the AG's report was full of, quote, gross inaccuracies in a statement. He refused to give further comment on Thursday. You said that this was woefully wrong. Why so?
Like I said, we issued a press release. We're not going to be commenting any further.
Do you agree with anything that the BLM had to say outside?
Again, I'm not going to be commenting any further.
Alexis Figueiredo also told reporters that he plans on filing a lawsuit against the city and police. Reporting live here in Saratoga Springs, I'm Tessa Bentulin. Rachel, back to you.
Tessa, thank you.